What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Ian Netch here, and welcome to the first ever horror story. Now, guys, as you know, I said a couple of days ago that scary stories would be coming back on the channel, and they are, because starting tonight we are going to have our first scary story. Now, I'm going to be narrating this scary story, and just before anyone comments down saying this is bull crap or bull anything, these stories are completely made up just because, anything. Obviously, none of this happens to me. This is, creative. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be covering a home invasion horror story. My name is Mike, and I'm a big brother to my little brother Josh. We live in Las Vegas, and we were staying up one night because, to be honest, who wouldn't want to stay up? It was a Friday evening. It was a very nice evening, to be honest. It was roughly about 9 p.m. And we were staying up, and because our mother and father had gone out to do business trips around the world, they were coming back soon. But we were being looked after by a babysitter. So, the babysitter's name was Natasha. She was going to be looking after us for the night. So me and Josh, we decided to go up to my room. We started playing on the Xbox and we started just doing stuff, crazy crap, and we drank a load of soda that night. But the babysitter said at 10 p.m. that our mum and dad would be coming home soon. Our mum contacted the babysitter and said to her, "We will be home in 10 minutes. But it turns out when the babysitter left after getting confirmation that my mother and father would be home, it turns out my mother and father were going to be another 2 hours. My mother had lied to the babysitter because we had been asking my mum for ages if we could have a night just for us. I was 14 anyway, and my brother was 13, 1 year below me. So we started to chill out. It was about 12 a.m. in the morning, and we started to chill out. We started to have pancakes with syrup, Coke, Fanta, chips, whatever you call it, crisps and all. And it was thunder and lightning outside, to be honest. It was a very bad night for driving. But that all came to a stop when suddenly, at the corner of our ear, when we were playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on the PS4, we heard in the background a noise coming from outside. My brother Josh got up and started saying to himself, "Mike, shouldn't we go out and see who it is?" I calmed him down and I said, "No, it's probably just like the thunderstorm. It's probably just like the rain bashing on the windows or something." But then, 1 hour after I said that, there was a knock on the door. There was a knock on our front door. Now, because I knew that rain cannot knock on doors, it can only tap on windows and doors, I decided to go down and be the bigger brother because I was 14, and I decided to go down and see where it was. But because it was 12 a.m, I thought it would be my mother and father, so I wasn't hesitating at all. I opened the door. But standing in the rain was not my mother and father. It was actually a 7-foot tall, probably about 40 years old, middle-aged man wearing a hood. He was wearing a black hood. It was raining and the rain was tapping on his head. He looked like he hadn't took a bath in ages. So, being the hard lad I thought I was, I looked up to the man and I said, "Hi, excuse me, who are you and what is your business here?" He looked down and said, "Are you alone?" I looked up to him and said, No, I'm not alone." Lying to him, saying, "I'm not alone, I'm with my parents. My parents are in the house." Then he looked down at me again and replied with, "Do your parents drive?" I looked back up at him and I said, "Yeah, why?" But I made a fatal mistake when I said, "Yeah, why?" Because the car wasn't in the driveway, and I forgot the car wasn't in the driveway because I was having a sugar rush. He looked down at me again and said, Your mother and father's car's not in the driveway. Are you sure you're alone? At this stage, this guy was creeping me out, so I decided to shut the door on him without even saying goodbye. I ran upstairs and without hesitation called my mother and father. I was only 14, but I was a smart 14-year-old. So I dialed 911 instead of calling my mother and father. The operator came on the phone and said, "What's your emergency?" I asked for the police. The police came on. I told them about the man that was creeping me out and that I was getting a creepy yet serial killer vibe off him. 10 minutes later, the police arrived at my house. I had called my mother and father and they had arrived back. And not even a week later, the babysitter that was with me and my brother, she wasn't paid at all for that night. And do you know why? Because even though my mother and father had lied to her by saying she could go off, my mother and father were just trying to give me and my brother some extra time to be alone at night. But they decided to apologise to the woman. They decided to apologise to Natasha at the end of the night. And they said to her, "Look, Natasha, we realised that we sent you home early because we wanted our sons to have a great night." And Natasha says, "Don't worry, it's fine. I'll just be receiving my payment now." And my brother's babysitter was getting £50 each week for the job she was doing with me and my brother babysitting. But for this night, because my mum and father had lied to her, she got £80. So, Natasha, you got an extra £30, bro. Well, guys, that was the scary story for the night. Home invasion, not really that popular, but guys, out of the blue, I just thought of that story. Mike, the big brother, Josh, the little brother, and Natasha, the babysitter. Guys, if you want to see more scary stories, obviously they're not real, they're made up, but it doesn't matter. That obviously you're not going to say a real horror story. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more horror stories, then you know what to do. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you legends in the next daily life video. By the way, vlogs are going to be every single day, and scary stories are going to be Friday night and Saturday night. That's anything that I'm doing, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys. Hope you're scared.